goes out to my mother, Beverly K. Jacobs.
Let's pray. Bye-bye. Our Heavenly Parents, we come to you in prayer and thank you again for this day that we have, that we may come together as a family, as a unit, as one in your word and in your name, that we may learn of you, learn of your truth and your grace and your mercies, learn of your knowledge and your wisdom and your understandings and of your spirit. We pray for those things and we pray for also your purpose in us, that you will continue to strengthen us in these things and that you will gather all Israel unto us, and gather us unto Israel, that we all may be one in your name, that we come to do your will, that we come to live by the means and your purpose in which you have created us for. We pray now for your spirit as we go into your word. We pray for your truth. We pray for your opportunity. And we're just thankful for everything you're doing for us and everything you have given unto us and the many gifts and benefits that you have loaded us with. And in your name we pray forever and ever, going into your word. Hallelujah. All right. This one is called Cleanliness is Next to Godliness. You ever heard of that? Yeah. Yes. And it's funny because it's not actually in the Bible, but it definitely is a good adage that cleanliness is next to godliness. All right. Cleanliness is next to godliness. All right. So, when you hear the word cleanliness is next to godliness, then you will probably get that image in your head. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So, there's cleanliness, and then we will have probably godliness, right? And so, we basically cleanliness will be looking at godliness, right? So, we know godliness will be representing what is pure, right? So, if cleanliness is next to godliness, then it's also often known that cleanliness is also next to what?
God.
Filthiness. Because if cleanliness is next to godliness, then this often has to be next to what? Filthiness. Because that's the only way you know it's cleanly. You got to give it a reason to be clean, right? So normally in order for something to be clean, it's probably next door to something that's very dirty, per se. And then it is known by its actions that it is clean. That's why they will say faith without works is what? Dead, right? No one can call themselves clean or Mr. Clean, right? Unless they first see some dirtiness and then they would begin to what? Clean it up, right? So we know these things. There's no such thing as you saying that you are cleanly, but then you don't never do nothing. So that's when I began to understand that no one can say they're holy until they start doing things that will make them be holy. Meaning, holy is to separate yourself. And so there is a point in time when you got to begin to separate yourself from things you know ain't no good, right? You got to know that. That's why I say cleanliness is next to godliness, meaning the ability, cleanliness meaning the ability to when not only when you see dirt and filth, to be annoyed with it, but then again, even more so, when you off that cleanliness, so when you begin to see filth, you begin to what? Do something about it, right? And now, did you know? Whenever you actually become that true cleanliness person, do you know filth then begins to become scared of you? You know that? Anything dirty begins to become afraid of you because they know when they see you coming, it's going to be what? Some cleaning going on. Exactly. That's when dirty and filthy things begin to say, oh, Lord, here they come. Here they come. Oh, yeah. Okay, y'all getting ready because you know what's going to happen. It actually is like that. Because dirtiness don't want to go nowhere, right? It don't want to go nowhere. It loves its environment. It begins to just dwell in like, okay, I'm dirt, I'm filth, I'm cool. I'm cool. And you ever notice how you ever seen that little poop emoji? Y'all remember the little poop emoji? And then you see how he got the smile on his face? It's because it's been sitting there for quite a while. You can see the little tip of it, but then you see the bottom part of it is kind of flattened out. I mean, it's kind of been there for quite a while, and it's happy that. And what is it happy about? There ain't nobody came through to even acknowledge it. It's like, okay, well, okay. Ain't nobody finna bother me. I'm good. I am good. And it begins to get happy, and it gets comfortable, doesn't it?
Wait. Does it get comfortable when flies is around it?
Even more so. When it brings the flies around, we know it done been there for a while. So it's very comfortable then. That's when it begins to recline back and just kind of spread and, melt itself right there. Say, okay, I'm going to be here for a while. I'm good. Ain't nobody coming for me. Ain't nobody coming for me. I'm good. Right? So, poop is the same thing as talking about sin. It's the same thing. See, those that are bad people or sinful people, they are uncomfortable until you allow them to become what? Comfortable. And once you allow them to become comfortable, then they begin to, how their poop kind of settles in. Just, ugh. Let's say if you was a person who wore a girdle or something, or like a push-up bra or something, kind of when everybody's not around, you kind of loosen up a few buttons so you can just let it just, right? That's how the poop is. That's definitely how sin works too. Once it sees nobody ain't, because at first it's like this, holding his breath and trying to be thin, because it's trying to be invisible. It's trying to say, I hope nobody sees me. I hope no one sees me. I hope no one sees me. I hope no one sees me. So it's like, right? Someone comes in, cut the lights on. It's like, right? And then someone might walk by it, and it's this, because it thinks, oh, it's gonna come from me. It's coming from me. It's coming from me. It's coming from me, right? And then what happens when a person just walks past it and cut the light off and leave out? Right? It's just, I'm still here. Okay, yes. I survived. High five and everybody else that's filthy too. We made it. We here. I'm here. That's how it is. It just get comfortable now. So, okay, well, ain't nobody gonna bother me. I'm good. Right? And so now let's have babies. I mean, that's how it looks. I want, poop babies with it. And I said, let's have babies now. We got, we come, ain't nobody gonna bother us. We got us a nice little space here. This is pretty cool. Right? But that's what cleanliness is. Cleanliness is that one, actually, it's like a bounty hunter. Right? It's like that one that sheriff in town, right? Comes with the broom, comes with the squirt bottle on this little utility belt when it comes in, and everything that's under its gaze kind of gets scared, because if it looks at itself and know it ain't clean, it's like, oh Lord, I know it's coming from me, right? And so that's how cleanliness actually is. When cleanliness walks in the room, everything that's dirty gets what? Nervous, scared. These actually, if you don't know it spiritually, these are the actual demons in the room. Right? So the cleanliness one is actually of the priesthood. Right? Actually will be the officer, the sheriff, coming into the saloon. And you notice when he comes into the saloon, everybody that's doing bad kind of tightens up, straightens up a little bit, because they don't want to be seen. But everybody the sheriff looks at, he's looking to see if anybody doing anything what? weird or wrong, right? And then if they are, they probably get nervous, and you might even got one that try to can't take them on and just try to hurt them run out and jump out the window or something. And then the pursuit is on because he found one, right? And so that's how it is. So cleanliness will be representing the priesthood of Yah, because they know their job is to eliminate filth. That's their job. So you can't call yourself godliness, because God is good, but at the same time, God is holy. And at the same time, can't no filth dwell in his what? Presence at all. Zero. So the minute he sees something, his eyes gonna be directly aimed at it. Like, I don't even care if it's just a fork moved out of position. It knows, right? Who moved that fork? Right? It knows. And then it's looking around for the shadowy figure of who moved it. And then once it finds it, he owns it. I need a horse, right? And he gonna gallop after it. Where is it? Where's it going? Now, because of these things, death was created. So that's why we're gonna go into a little bit today. Like I say, cleanliness is next to what? Because it's the same thing. God is Yah, and all of those that are clean are sons and daughters of who? Yah. That's what he's saying. That's what they mean. Cleanliness, the sons and daughters are really next to Yah. Because as Yah see it, they see it, right? And they don't overlook it, do they? And because of that, everything on the other side of them is what you would call filthiness and dirtiness. And when they get to looking at it, they say the two always is in battle or in conflict, right? They bump heads, right? Now, the goal of the cleanly ones and the dirty ones is the same purpose. The dirty ones want to spread, right? And the cleanliness ones want to what? Eliminate the what? The spread, right? So it's a battle, isn't it? One wants to spread, the other one wants to eliminate the spread, right? And that's the battle that we all are kind of locked in. Good versus what? Evil, right? Bad. Because bad represents the filthy ones, the dirty ones, and the good ones represent the cleanly ones that say, I want this place to be clean. The evil bad ones say, I want this place to be what? Dirty. And they're there. They locked in battle. My question to you, at the end of that battle, who you think gonna win? Just think. Who you think? We still thinking? I mean, y'all still, think long. Even think ahead of the battle, to the ending of the battle. How's it gonna look? Who gonna be standing over who? Gonna be standing over the filthy. Cleanliness will be standing over the filthy. And not only the filthy, as if it's gonna be a lot of them left. No, it'll probably be that one last one left. And there's gonna be a room full of cleanly ones. And then one last that, no, it's the last end of itself. The last dirty one. Saying, this is it. It's over. Game over. That's exactly how it goes. All right. So with that, understanding these things, we got to understand Yah a little bit. So, us who look to eliminate the bad, you got to understand what the bad comes with. Because everybody wants to produce themselves and their cause as saying, we all good here, right? We all clean here, right? Hey, but they say you know a tree by its fruit, right? Fruit represents motion. You'll never get out of this one. You're going to know motion when you see motion. It's the baby of movement. It's motion, right? So, because of that, there's some who say, man, I know that already. And then you got others that say, I know that. Now, the goal is to know who's telling the truth and who's what? Who's lying. I got a question. You have what they call strength and you have what they call weakness, right? We can understand that. We know it's the difference, right? We know there's a difference, don't we? Now, according to me and you, if it was a road, if it's two roads, it's a road that says, go this way if you're trying to get to weakness. Then another road said, go this way if you're trying to get to strength. Which road would you normally take? Strength. What do you think? I'm asking a question. Which road would you take? What about you? See, because that's the most natural response, right? It's like a moth to the flame. We by nature are drawn to go to strength. We are drawn down that path. Because everybody wants more power, right? Nobody wants to go down the road that you will start losing stuff. And even what you had, you begin to start losing and grow weaker and weaker and weaker. No one wants to go that route, right? But because of that, knowing that, you got to know who has those things, right? Because everybody going to stand up and say, hey, come this road, come this road. Another person going to say, come this road, come that road, right? But you got to know. Now let's get into it. Go to Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and go to 22 through 31. Because Yahushua tells you what it's going to be like in the last days. Right? Everybody's seeking what is clean. Everybody's seeking what is strength. Everybody trying to find that perfect combination of things together. Right? Right? Because it's going to be very important. Listen, it's going to be very important the things that you gather in life. If you're talking about making it. You listen, I'm telling you, it's going to be very important what you gather in life if you're really talking about surviving. It's going to be very important. I ain't talking about making sure you gather, because there's all type of gatherings, isn't it? You can go to the store, go on a shopping spree, isn't it? Right? You can pick up all type of stuff, put in the cart. Same way when you go online shopping, you put all type of stuff in the cart. But it really is going to matter what you put in that cart, for sure. If you're talking about making it. Right? So Yahushua was referring to that very thing too. Knowing what you're putting in your shopping cart, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. So let's see. What I said, verse 22. Let's start. 24, 22. Now get it. It says, and except those days should be shortened. See, and except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. See, nobody gonna make it unless y'all had to shorten the days. Right? So he says, but for the elect's sake, those days have been what? Shortened. You see that? So if you can already kind of see the purpose that y'all kind of got everything in play for, I can stop right there and tell you that could be the end of it right there. To tell you who gonna make it and who ain't gonna make it. right there. Who gonna make it? The elect. Right there. Listen, you want to know this because you can play around and not know it and then think you are an elect and then don't make it because you didn't know it. Some things you definitely need to make sure you got in your shopping cart. And you say you know it. Like I just told you, there are going to be people say, I know it already. Okay. And then you realize you didn't know it. The worst words you ever want to hear from your heavenly parents is that I never knew you. When you try to say, I do know you, yeah, I do. Yeah. You sure? Are you sure? Because that's going to be determined based on what you put in your cart in life. Because you did gather a lot of stuff, didn't you? You thought you was going to need this. You thought you were going to need that. Then you got there and come to find out you didn't need none of those things. But what the things you should have got, you didn't even what? You didn't even pick up. This is some of the things you need to make sure you're picking up. All right. But guess what? Who going to pick it up? The elect. They're going to pick it up because they know they need these things. You need them too. So don't be naive and think I got it already. Okay, if you got it already, I can ask you the question, what you supposed to have? Anyone know? So you can't tell me you got it if you don't even know what you're supposed to have in your shopping cart. You see? So let's go over some of the things you best make sure you got. All right, 23. So, like I told you, it is actually for the elect's sake. Everything is purpose for the elect. Everything. It's for them. How much you want to know is for them? Everything. Even you. Even you is given for the what? For the elect. You gonna come to find that out? And for the sake of them, y'all ain't even gonna let all this play out for a very long time. Just until they get everything they need in their shopping carts. Because once they got it, they good. Then we can stop it all and say it's done. They got it, we good, book closed. Now, everybody else who don't got it, because it's only the names in the book of life are the ones that are the elect. They gonna get it. Then they gonna go on. What's gonna be for those who didn't get it though? You ever ask yourself that question? Right. So this right here. So it gives you a very key thing. He said, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it what? Believe it not. Believe it not. And for there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. Behold, I told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say to you, behold, he's in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he's in a secret chamber, believe it not. For as the lightning come out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Stop right there. So as many people are going to be talking about, hey, over here. Come this way. Now, my question to you is why didn't the elect go that way?
Why didn't go that way?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they know it's not over there, like.
They know it's not over there.
Why you telling people to come your way? Because it like naturally come to you, like they can jump.
Exactly. That is a great point. Because she said it. It's supposed to be a natural effect. Did you know from the very source in which you came from, that is what you gravitate back towards. Did you know that? Well, you become to understand that. The reason why they didn't follow these people, I'm going to tell you the secret sauce behind it. So were you. You were born from strength. Hear me. You were born from what? Strength. Now, because you were born from strength, power, that is what you gravitate towards. You're always looking to see who got the what? Who got the power? Who out here got the strength? By nature, you gravitate towards it. So when these people was trying to act like they had what then? They was acting like they had it. How do you act like you got strength? Well, you got to start getting muscles. And then say, hey, y'all looking for strength? Here it is. Right? Then y'all get to Googling who got the strength. They say this dude over here, he said he got it. He know it. He Nah. But us that do know if it's an outward thing, that ain't what? That ain't strength. He's lying. He's lying. Because we are drawn from that. We know where it exists. Our heart knows. We didn't come from something that just had muscles. That ain't what we was born from. We know that. So we don't gravitate towards it. We like, nah, that don't, Right? But we know Yah. Because Yah is everything you're born from. So we know if there's any strength that you do got, who gave it to you? Yeah. Yah gave it to you. So you know you're standing in it, knowing that everything I have, my mind, my knowledge, my wisdom, my strength, my growth, my IQ, all came from Yah. So we know that's the source. We know that's the source. So we looking for where is who? Yah. But you got people trying to act like they what? I got the strength over here. I got it over here, brother, sister, come this way. And we like, nah. Because strength don't look like that. Y'all don't look like that. When you see Yah, so you got to imagine in yourself, when you see Yah, what Yah gonna look like? Would Yah just be a fire? Would Yah just be a bird? Would Yah just be an eagle? Would Yah just be a frog? Would Yah look like, Arnold Schwarzenegger? I mean, what Yah Vin Diesel? What Yah supposed to look like? Denzel Washington. Would Yah look like you? Would Yah look like me? Everybody wants to know. Have you ever imagined the day you might see Yah, what Yah would look like? Then you begin to understand. Oh, Yah created all those things. So all those things is just a manifold reflection of Yah, but they are not what? They're not Yah. Right? Because you can say, well, Yah might be like the birds. Okay. But then Yah created fishes too. Sharks, whales. So he said, well, now then Yah got to be down there. But then Yah also created stars, moons, planets. So then you're like, well, okay, he created that too. Now, these are things he just created with a finger. Like you draw. I know a lot of y'all like to draw. See, that's things that Yah created with just a finger. Oh, give him a moon. Give him a sun. So then we know even in that, Yah is stronger than all those things, what? Combined. Combined. Yah created earth. Yah created volcanoes.
Y'all created us.
Yah created us. You know, volcanoes and tsunamis, floods, thunderstorms.
Rain.
And we know those things are very powerful, aren't they? Trains. Then we begin to look at things on earth, then things in the water. And we see how big and massive those things are too. And then things that are in the heavens as well. Then you still got to think about now, Yah created angels, demons, giants, dinosaurs, all things that are way bigger than you, way stronger than you. So, but then we ask ourselves, then Yah is all strength. And how long is it? How long is his strength? Anybody want to gauge it? Infinity. So what day does he get weak? Never does. So that's consistent strength. It's like a whole health meter that never drains. Just stays on 100. Just stays on 100, bro. You ever played a video game where it just stays on 100 no matter what you do, just stays on 100? No. It's like, whoa, there's no drain at no time. Nothing. Just consistent. That's like turning on a light switch and the light never goes off. It never weakens. It never darkens. It just stays on bright, bright, bright to the point you can't even look at it. It's just too bright. If Yah created the sun, that means you definitely, and you can't even look directly into the sun, can you? So if you can't even look directly into the sun, imagine trying to look into the face of Yah. Think about those things. And if Yah created giants, then imagine yourself how big he might be. Because I'm pretty sure giants to him are like grasshoppers. Galactus would be like a grasshopper to Yah. So imagine how big and vast and strong they truly are. So I'm telling you that we are not drawn to what you call weakness. See, anytime you got to fake it, then we just know that that's a form of what? Weakness. So if anybody trying to tell us to come that route, but you just faked it, we know we're not going that route. See, this is what the elect begin to understand. Sons and daughters who was created from Yah know that they was not created weak. So they don't gravitate to weak things, neither nor do they bow to what? Weak things. Because they know that that weak thing did not what? Create them. Ah, you starting to get it? Because if you was created from strength, then you don't bow to weak things because you didn't create me. So I can't praise you or worship you as if you got some strength in you that stronger than me, because we know you don't. Even though I want you to bow. It could be like a little midget, like, you better bow down to me. You like, bro, for real? You for real right now? Right? And you're like, nah, we can't. Because your nature is to be drawn to the very thing you are created from. You was created from light. You was created from strength. Pure, not weak, I'm talking about pure. It's like a pure energy source. Remember Astro Boy? Remember they had the red source, or they had the blue energy source, right? And he said the red one was the bad source, right, of energy, but you could choose which energy source you wanted, right? And they gave Astro Boy the supposed to be the so-called pure energy source of just a good source of energy. Once they put it in him, how long did he live? Infinity life, right? Because of the source of the energy, right? The energy don't die. It's like a battery. It doesn't die. It's just a pure source. Right? But we never gravitate to what ain't strength. And y'all need to learn that. Because if you get caught up, it's because you gravitated to what? To weakness. Exactly. That's how you're going to get caught up. That's going to be the day you praying, Lord, deliver me from this evil. Because you done went and got yourself entangled in it. What you got yourself entangled in? Weakness. Why you know it's an entanglement? Because you come to find out they need you more than you what? Needed them. Then you realize you just been entangled with weakness. That's why they trying to say, hey, come here, come this way. Now you see why they saying that. I remember one time, and y'all had stories of the people trying to get y'all to come to their churches and stuff. Then you realize now, you don't need them, they what? They need you. Because that's a form of what? Weakness. It's a form of weakness. Then you realize I can't gravitate to anything that is weak. It's just not in me to do so. Right? And that's what he was saying here, but that the elect understood. We don't gravitate to weakness, okay? Now, because of that, it is what you call keys. 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 You're going to need to know what keys mean. You know, you ever seen the movies where somebody had a big ring of keys? Ling-a-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling. Huh? Principals, janitors, right? Custodians, teachers. Normally the person who has the keys, what can we say about them? What are some things we kind of know just with the set of keys they're always walking around with? What do we know about that person? Huh? They kind of run everything there, or at least have access to everything there. They definitely have the access to everything there. So actually then, spiritually, keys, those who possess the keys are those who possess that particular power. They have access to it. So whenever you hear someone saying they got the keys, that means they have access to that particular power in heaven. Hear me? They have access to that particular power. And not only access, see, you can't have a key to something unless, what I learned, even as me being a boy and becoming a man, when I was a boy, I had how many keys? 0. But as I got older, right, I started accumulating what? Keys. You ever notice that? The older you get, you start accumulating what? Keys. Now, what do those keys mean? You have access, and not only do you have access, you are now in control of it. Yes, that is the responsibility of it. You possess it now. See, all of y'all will grow up and gather keys. It's just a natural effect. Because Yah's trying to show you something with those keys. Now, who has all the keys? Yah, exactly. Yah has all the keys. But us, as becoming Yah, guess what? We start getting keys too. You notice sometimes some of the keys to the city. You ever heard of that before? So he who has the keys is the possessor of those things. Right? Now, when somebody's saying Christ is over here, guess what he's trying to say? He got the key. But guess what? He ain't got no key. He ain't got no key. You gotta have a key. The key to it means that you know it from top to bottom. You know it from what? Left to what? To right. And everything from width to the length of it, you know it. You know it like the back of your what? Hand. Because you got the keys. Same way like your cars, right? Once you got the keys to your car, you know your car inside and what? Inside and out. Right? Your rooms. You got the key to your room, you know, because you know your room's what? Inside and out. You begin to learn all the diameters of that room. That is when you get the keys. You are not a possessor of that. You control that. That's your dominion. Right? So we'll talk more about these keys because there are all sorts of keys concerning. Let me see. Anybody know keys? Let's see if y'all know any keys. Some of these heavenly keys that we're talking about here. Possess the keys. There was one time I heard in the Bible that you had the ability to possess the keys to the kingdom of what? Heaven. Ah, a key. That was a key. He gave it to Peter. Ah, remember that key? There's also the key to earth. Did you know that? He said to heaven and earth, didn't he? So he gave Peter the keys to both. That means whenever you get the keys, the key word for keys mean that you are now a possessor of it, okay? When you get the keys to it, that means you are a possessor of it. You are, another word for possessor is a master. You're now the master of it. Right? Listen. There's keys to the kingdom of heaven. There are keys to earth. These are just some of the keys I'm going to give you. There's a key to labor. There's a key to works. There's a key to the travails of life. There's a keys to death. Listen, there's keys to hell. Huh? Think I'm lying? Revelation 2. No, Revelation 1 and 18. This is what Yahushua said. I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. And have the keys of what? Yeah. Ah. He even said he got the keys to that too. The keys to that too. So he had the keys to the kingdom of heaven. He had keys to the kingdom of earth. He had keys to hell. And he got the keys to what? To death?
Yes. Keys to cars.
Keys to cars, right? Did you know he also got the keys to good? He got the keys to evil. He got the keys to the battle of war.
The keys to niceness.
To license. He got the keys to whoever gonna get the victory. He got the keys to that too. He got the keys of knowledge. The keys of what? Wisdom. Keys of judgment. Exactly. Keys of understanding. Now y'all starting to see them keys. The keys to your peace. The keys to what? Righteousness. You're starting to see it now. Keys of knowledge. Exactly. Whoever has these keys control it all. Did you know he also had the keys to the wind? Because he could rebuke it and tell it, hey, calm down. He had the keys to the water. Then he what? Walk on what? So he possessed those keys. Keys to immortality. You heard them? Keys to immortality. See, these keys, once y'all trust you with these keys, that means you control that. Who can get it? Who cannot what? Get it. So now you go back to them ones who was trying to say, hey, here I am over here, come this way. They don't possess no what? No keys. So he also said he has the keys to life and what? And death. So that's what they're trying to trick you with. Now here. They're trying to tell you that they got keys to these things, which we know they what? They don't. So they try to promote this fear to make you think they got the keys to these things. Because they know naturally we gravitate to those who do carry these keys. We all want to know the keys to life. We all want to know the keys to death, the keys to heaven, the keys to hell, don't we? So we gravitate to those who what? Got the what? Got the keys. That's who we gravitate to. We're not gravitating to those who acting like they got it. That's why they call these wolves in what? Sheep clothing, imposters, false prophets, false teachers, false ones who got making false claims that they really got it. He got also the keys to riches, right? To wealth, right? The keys to food, keys to healing, keys to miracles. So if you don't got them keys, you ain't got what? Nothing. See, you can always fake like you got these things, but do you truly what? Have the. There's keys to the spirit. You can say, I got the spirit. You don't. See, he's got so many fakers who act like they what? Possess these things, and we come to find out they what? They don't. And you are not permitted, I'm going to tell you the truth again, you are not permitted to follow after anything who do not possess these keys. You're only fooling who? Yourself if you follow after them. How do you know they don't have it? Well, first of all, if they trying to play show off with them, then they truly don't what? They ain't got them. They ain't got them. If you pull out a gun, that ain't a sign you strong. That's a sign of what? See? And once you see that weakness, you ought to turn around and go what? The other way. They say, I'm strong. They pull out a knife. You ain't strong. You don't possess those things. You're lying. You don't possess them. Keys to the truth. People swear they got it, but they don't truly what? Possess them. So don't follow. Some people say they know Yah. That is the keys to Yah. Who say they got the keys to Yah? And say that they know Yah? That's why I asked y'all the question. How many of y'all really think y'all got them? You say you know. So then when you think you know, that's why I say that when people are trying to act like they know and you sense that they don't know, then don't what? Don't follow behind it. Meaning don't worship it. Don't assist it. Don't help it. Turn your back on it. And you're free to do so. Because they're lying to you what? Anyway. You don't supposed to associate yourself with it. That's to get entangled. And then you're going to be crying later once you get entangled. I wish I could get free. Well, nobody, see, if you would have known there wasn't nothing in that, you wouldn't have went that route. So you got to always look for those that build you up and not what? Tear you down. You can't gravitate to people that tear you down, but you only can gravitate to those that have the ability, which is the keys to what? Help build you what? Build you up. Because those truly do possess what? The keys. Only and only if they have the ability to what? Build you what? Build you up. Those possess keys. If they works and conversation cannot build you up, it can't add nothing more to your life, then they don't possess the what? The keys. This is the safest thing I'm gonna ever tell you. If they can't help build you up, then they're only tearing you what? Down. And in that, you're not to associate yourself with those that are only draining you of life and not adding nothing towards your life. Because they don't possess nothing, especially anything that you need. Because man don't live off what? Exactly. You need more than just somebody talking about, I got some chicken over here. Come on over here, I got chicken. Could they say chicken? They don't, yeah, because that can be there today, but gone what? Tomorrow. So you need more than just somebody saying that they can do something for you, but then truly what? Can't, right? Now, for those who say they know Yah, go to Exodus 34, 5 and 8. Because there's many people, I know Yah, I know God, I got God is with me. God is with me. Yeah, you say you know. But Moses is going to reveal who Yah is. Who Yah has always been. See, Abraham and them knew who Yah was. That's why they couldn't do it. Now, I'm going to tell you how Moses understood him, but then I'm also going to show you Abraham and them too, well before Moses. That's why Moses used to always say the God of what? Abraham, Isaac, and what? Jacob. Now, that's the true God. That's the true Yah. We want to serve. We want to get worship and serve that because we know that's where all the strength lies. That's where all the power comes from. That is where it's all generating and pulsing from. So when Moses met Yah and delivered Yah and brought Yah to the people, this is how it happened. Exodus 34 and 5. This is that same time he was getting the tablets, right? He wanted to make sure they understood who Yah was. Even though he was bringing to them the 10 commandments and the laws that was written on the tablets of stone, he wanted to make sure, Yah wanted to make sure, Moses, I'm not giving you just these little stones, but let them know what's behind the what? Stones. Because that's the power. They need to know what they truly do worship and what they serve, right? So that they can always remember who Yah is. So this is what Yah says. 5. And the Lord descended in the cloud and stood with Moses there and proclaimed the name of the Lord. So what are you going to reveal? The name of the Lord. And for those who swore they know Yah, this is the name of Yah. When he always talking about for his name's sake, this is what he's talking about. So this is the namesake of Yah. He says, and the Lord passed before him and proclaimed, the Lord, Yah. This is who Yah is. What? Merciful and what? Gracious, long-suffering, and abundant in goodness and what? Truth. Listen. You know what he's saying? He's very patient with us, right? Very long-suffering with us. Very abundant, meaning very rich. Enrich in what? Goodness. What is goodness to do? Restoring. So he's very rich in restoring you to your proper self. He's rich in that and in truth. And he's very merciful to you and gracious to you towards getting to that purpose. Meaning Yah has spared no expense to get you to become who you supposed to what? To become. So what's all he has given? Everything you see. Everything and everyone you see, he has given to the purpose that you grow. And he's very long-suffering and patient in that, isn't it? He said he wished that none of the elect what? Perish. You see? That ain't his goal. But he has reserved everything for them. Even Yahushua, for them. For his what? Elect's sake, didn't he? Yeah, what he said, I stored and gathered and built up everything for them. Did you know Yah told down so many people to choose Israel? Huh? Think about it. How many other smarter nations were there? Huh? But y'all still choose who? Jacob, didn't you? Egyptians were pretty smart. But y'all threw them away. Say, nope, still want Israel. Esau pretty, he pretty mighty with all the stuff he got going on. He created new bombs and stuff, yeah. But still y'all chose who? Jacob. You say Esau, I hate it, but Jacob, I have what? I love. You see? Yeah, that's what he's saying. Look how many people he threw away just for you. Look how many nations of people he has thrown away just for you. Dedicated them to the fire. That's what I mean. Everything you see is for you. It's been dedicated for the elect to make it. And he said 7, keeping mercy for thousands. He's talking about those elect. Forgiving iniquity and transgressions and sin. See, he is even forgiving you of everything just because Yah has what? Chose you. He know you made mistakes. Yah ain't looking at, he don't care. Because you still Yah's what? Elect. He looks past the mistakes for the sake of the elect. But most importantly, it don't mean you can sit in your sin, does it? That's not the purpose, is it? See, the goal, faith without works is what? It's dead. So it ain't the purpose that Yah has done all this so that you can just stay a fool. That's what people, and I used to tell people that all the time. You think Yah does all this so that you can just stay a fool and live your life? That ain't the purpose. That ain't Yah's purpose. Yah's purpose is that you become one with Yah. So He's giving you everything at your disposal so that that purpose can come about. Not for that you, but some of us think all this stuff, the world is mine, but just to be a fool with it. I got everything. Yeah, I got everything I want. I'm just going to just do what I want now. That ain't the purpose of Yah giving you everything for you just to be clumsy with it. And be vain with it. That has no purpose. So you hear a person all day long talking about, I am blessed and highly favored. Yeah, but for what purpose? Right? Y'all want to bless and make you highly favored just to sit in your mess? That ain't the purpose. That ain't the point. That profits nobody. I know I'm blessed and highly favored. Yes, you are, but for what purpose? Finish the sentence if you know. Don't just say I'm blessed and highly favored to do what? Yes, you favored, meaning you're favored to go through this door, right? It's like having a backstage pass, right? You're favored to still, everybody else gotta wait, but you favored. Come on, you can come through this door. So if you're able to go bypass a lot of other people to get past, to go on to what though? See, that's the thing. Everybody wants to go on, but go on to what? If you ain't trying to grow and learn. Huh? You want to go on, but that's the reason why many people gonna die, because everybody wants to go on. I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm in favor. I'm entitled. Let me go through too. Okay, then we let you through. Then what you gonna do once you get there? But I'm here now. I just wanted to just get in. But let me go back to my usual ways. No, it's a whole different ball game. Y'all not letting you through just to be foolish. It's for a purpose. And those that understand their purpose, that's who will be allowed to go through those doors. That's the blessed and what? Highly what? Favored to go through. That's what that meant. That's the full sentence, to go through. To bypass a lot of customs, to bypass a lot of gates, to bypass a lot of doors, because that means you had to what? To be able to go through all that. What's the word we use?
Yeah, the keys.
You got the keys. But if you ain't possessing those keys, y'all ain't finna get them keys to a fool. Believe that. Especially one who don't want to do nothing. But want all the expenses of everything, but then don't want to do nothing right. Nothing. That's a point. That's wasted goods at that point. I give you all this and that, and you just gonna just waste it. Spoil. That ain't the purpose. So Yah began to declare who he is to all of us. He's very merciful and gracious, long-suffering, and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgressions and sins. Who's all that given to? To the elect. Yeah, I'm glad you are, because it's not to, it's to a certain people that they are have the favor to what? Pass through. The keys to pass through. Because he said, and that, by that, will by no means clear what? It won't clear the who? The guilty. You see that? So there's some people, clear means to let them pass through. See? It's not clearing them. Say, oh, you clear. You know, because when you try to go to the airport, stop it. Shh. When you're trying to go through terminals, they're going to make you do a little check, right? You got to go through the x-ray machines and stuff right there. You got to go through the metal detectors, and right? But if you're not an elect, you're not going to be able to go through, right? They're going to say you're not what? Clear. How you know you're not clear? If you got a gun, will you be cleared to go through? No. So the metal detector goes off. It's actually called the mineral detector. Did y'all know that? The mineral detector. Because remember, I try to tell y'all that when you're trying to get to Yah, you got to be your most purest self. So if you try to pass through there and you got these things, bulky things on you, they're not going to let you what? Pass through. They're going to tell you, no, go back, get rid of those things, then try again. That's the same thing with Yah. Give unto Caesar what? Right? You can't even take nothing that Caesar through there because it won't let you go. That's the detector. It's detecting that stuff that belongs to Caesar. You started trying to sneak it in. That's called your old ways, the old man. You're trying to sneak it in. It's not going to go through the door. Because remember, those things have been appointed to stay what? Behind. Those things have already been condemned. So those condemned things with an ED at the end, meaning it's past tense. It has not changed. So you can't bring them forth and clear yourself through the door with them. How do you know? Because he's telling you right here. Mercy, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgressions and sins, and that will by no means clear the what? The guilty though. Meaning when they get to that door, no matter how badly you try to say, you can come in too, you can come in, try to pull them in through that metal detector, what's going to happen? They will be denied at that door. They're going to be like, I can't get through. They won't let me in. And now you understand why. Because they never got cleared. They're not appointed to go through. He's referring to the elect. All mercy, grace, forgiveness is already in store for them. Because they have to get through. For his name, what? Namesake. But all the rest, they're never going to be cleared. He said, by no means will clear the guilty. Guilty means you already been condemned. You know, when you go to court, they're going to say, innocent or what? Yeah. So that meant, and they bang the what? The gavel. That meant it's done. Guilty. Your verdict was what? Guilty. Guilty means you got to suffer that punishment. You're not cleared. You're not innocent. You're not deemed what? So then you know who all makes it through then. The who? The innocent. Pure. They will make it through. The innocent, the elect. He told you the innocent blood will make it through. Innocent blood of those who seek after what? Yeah. And true righteousness. Those are called innocent what? Innocent bloods. Blood represents siblings. That's your bloodline. Innocent bloods. How they used to say it? Young blood. Innocent bloods. These are the righteous. Sons and daughters of the Most High. They're already cleared to make it through. But for all those that are not considered the sons and daughters of the blood of the righteous will not be what? Clear to what? To go through. You see that? He says it. But it won't clear the guilty, visiting their iniquity of their fathers upon the children. See? What he says, basically, he's just going to store it up. And when he does decide he's ready to tear down, he's going to tear down all of them. Right? He's just appointing it to them. He appoints it to them. Meaning he will appoint you to bypass, and then he'll appoint you and say, no. You can't go through because you are appointed the guilt of all of your forefathers. I'm putting it on your head. Yeah, you got basically how they do you in taxes, talking about if your parent had a debt, it falls on the children. The same way, that's how Yah does them. Yah only gives them back the same stuff they try to do to us. So what they said to us is saying that, well, we'll put, if your father owed some money and they died, the child has to finish paying the what? The debt of the parent. So Yah says, well, I would do you the same way. So since you want their children's children to pay the debts of their forefathers, then you also have to pay the debts of your what? Forefathers. And he has appointed that to them. They have to cover the debt. Right? They have to cover the debt of their forefathers. So they got to cover the debt. And he said he will require it upon the third and fourth generation. And 8, and then Moses made haste and bowed his head to the earth and worshiped, because he knew, what did he just realize right there? Why I say made haste, meaning quickly went and bowed to that, because what did he find right here? The one who had all the keys, he found true strength. This is him. This I can what? Bow to. This here I can what? Worship. You see that? Now this one I can truly what? Learn from. You see? Because this one possessed the what? The keys. That's what Moses understood. This one I can bow to. This one I can worship. This one I can learn from. Because this one truly do possess the keys. And he did it immediately. When was another time that they did that immediately? Remember Abraham? When he met who? Melchizedek had a couple of keys too. What was his keys? King of peace and what? No. And right, so he possessed the keys. He possessed those 2 keys. And immediately Abraham bowed to him. Because he said, now this is a man I can what? Worship, praise, and learn what? From. See? You got to find those who got things that you need and not people who ain't got nothing you need that's just draining you. I'm not trying to make you guys dumber. The goal is to make you guys well what? Equipped. That's how you know the difference between 2 people that are lying. One gonna say, I'm trying to do you some good, but then it look like you really trying to make me dumber. And when I realize that you're trying to just make me dumber, then I know then you don't possess any keys. But it has to be someone that makes me even more stronger than I first walked in the door what? With. That is the one who possessed the what? The keys. Because you giving me what they call an added bonus, an added benefit to my life. You're not, because Yah is all about adding and what? Multiplying. Exactly. See, he adds to your life and multiplies to your life. He never does what to your life? Subtract and what? Divide. He don't make you dumber. He doesn't make you dumber, but you become heightened, more enlightened, and more strengthened and more sharper at your responses after dealing with this one. Like when he met Melchizedek, Abraham was definitely more wiser, more smarter. How they said, I'm wiser, I'm stronger. Yeah. When you meet these people, they got keys. They enhance you. But you got some people who lie and say they got those things, but don't possess them. And then you go their route and they just make you what? dumber. Who's some people that say they got it and really don't? A pimp, right? He flashes that he got this sort of a lifestyle that if you hook up with him, your life will be better, right? But then you get around them and then they just make you what? Dumber. Celebrities too pose as that, don't they? They pose as something. If you go their route, they'll show you how to be on top of your game. That's why they have to have things in jewelry and stuff to make you think that they possess what? These keys. But they truly what? They don't. The glitter and glam is to make you think they possess these. These is the things they talking about as jewelry, is those keys. They don't have none of those keys. But they act like they do, right? Yeah. Because before I even knew church, I used to listen to a lot of music. And I noticed that in all of the music, it always they trying to act like they church, like they almost know everything you need to do in life to get your life grand, right? And you know, if you listen to half that stuff, it ain't gonna turn out for your good. Listen to Young Thug if you want. Listen to the Baby if you want, and see if that stuff gonna make your life just that much more beautiful. But you come to find out they're what? They lying. Nigga, you don't know nothing. Manipulators, if most, if best. But they definitely don't possess any keys that'll help strengthen you, make you even wiser, even more smarter than what you were coming in the door. Same way these churches do the same thing, don't they? They promote that if you go through them, trust me, you're going to find all the beauties of the kingdom of heaven, that you're going to find the keys to life, the spirit, all these things, and you get up in there and they just make you dumber. They make you dumber. They dumb you down. That's why I tell you, I don't go towards them routes, okay? How do you know? Now, this is the angel of death. Now, because of these things, Yah has put out there what they call these terminators. Now, because of these things, it is true. That's why they gave y'all the movie to let y'all know this. Behind the scenes, Yah does send out terminators. These are angels of death. We know. Their job is to delete. Delete, that's their name. Terminate, to terminate, 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 terminate. The ones that they have to terminate is from the time he said it was by no means clear the guilty. See, now when you become guilty, it's because you spilled innocent what? So that means you're now deemed guilty. Now you say, some of us are saying this day and age, well, I didn't do nothing like that. But remember, he said it could have been your what? For what? It could have been one of your forefathers who spilled innocent blood. They might have just never told you. And then you wonder why the Terminator come for you. Yeah. You wonder why. Like, man, I didn't do nothing. It could be just that one of your forefathers, because he said, I will visit the third and fourth generation, and I will put that upon your head. That's what he said. How do you know that's what he said? Let's go there. Go to Luke 11. Go down to 46. Oh, go. No, before we go down, we is gonna go down there, but go up and start at 5. Because remember how people be saying, "Come here I am. Come this way. I got you. I got you. I can help you." Right? But he tell you don't go, because he's talking about right here. He says, which of you shall have a friend, and shall go unto him at midnight, and say unto him, friend, lend me 3 loaves. For a friend of mine in his journey is come to me, and I have nothing to set before him. See, journey. So basically all of us is on the what? Journey. And what is that journey to do? Obtain strength. to obtain keys. So we're all on this journey. So sometimes you're going to run across people who's supposed to have those what? Keys. So this one in particular has a key. But before he can get the key, he got to ask Yah, pray for the what? The key. Because that's what he says. 5, let's read it again. And he said unto them, which of you shall have a friend? Because Yah, talking about Yah, and he got a friend of Yah. And shall go unto him, that friend comes unto Yah at midnight and say unto Yah, friend, lend me 3 loaves. Talking about that's the key. Lend me a key. Because why? 6, for a friend of mine is in his journey, has what? See? Yah sent them what? To him. And now that they are come, they come to be strengthened with a key. What do you got? And so he has to pray and get that key. He says, I have nothing to set before them. 7, and he from within shall answer and say, from within, talking about Yah, that's the he, the Yah, the heavenly parent, shall tell the one who prays, trouble me not first, and the door is now shut, and my children are with me in bed. I cannot rise and give thee. That's what normally they would say, right? Because he said, well, I already got my elect. I'm good. I don't need no more elect. I'm good. Right? 8, I say unto you though, listen, he said, although basically, will he not, because he's Yah, will he not rise and give him, because he is his friend? Like Abraham was a what? A friend of Yah. When he seen somebody on their journey, he was like, you look thirsty, you look worn out, you look exhausted. Come in here, I can help you, give you a key. And because he is a friend, yet because of his importunity, meaning he didn't have, but a time arose when he needed to what? To have, because now it's this person, another friend is at the what? The door, saying, I'm tired of my journey. I done been whipped. I done been beaten, robbed. They done took everything from me. I need some help. Do you got any keys to how I can get back on my what? On my feet in this journey. Yet because of that, he will rise and give him as many as he what? He needs to get that person what? Back on track. And that's an elect. That's what y'all saying. That is an elect. They got beaten down. Now it's that one's job to get that elect what? Back on their what? On feet, on track. To restore them. So he knows that he has to pray to his strength, which is Yah. And he says, and will not Yah, because he knows that that's a friend, will he not bless him and say, oh, here you go, so that you can give it to that what? That elect. That's how these family days go. Don't you notice that? Y'all be wanting to know truth. I talk to Yah, can I get some truth? Y'all give me some truth, I give it back to you, because you're on your journey, ain't you? To learn the what? The truth. Exactly. It's right in your face. Listen. 9. And I say unto you, ask, and it shall be what? Given you. Seek, and you shall find. Now you understand what's going on. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Talking about what? Keys. Right? And everyone that asks will what? Receive. And he that seeketh will find. And to him that knock, it shall be opened. For the sake of who? The what? Elect. For the sake of the elect. Them doors will be open. Shh. He said, not even understand this. He said, so now, understand that these people had these keys. Is he going to give you some examples? So if a son shall ask bread of any of you that is a father, see, he's talking about a master who supposed to possess the what? The keys. Will he give him if he asks for bread, will he give him a stone? You see that? If I ask you to strengthen me, will you give me something that will hurt me? Because if I swallow that stone, that's going to make me what? Die sickle, right? That ain't giving me health. You gave me something that's going to be even more of a burden to me. Or if I ask for a fish, will he hand me a serpent, a snake? See, Now, it was a snake. A fish is good, but a snake is very poisonous if you try to eat it, right? It ain't gonna make me better. It's gonna make me what? Sicker. Like I told you, they don't make y'all smarter. They make you what? Dumber. Or if he asks for an egg, will he not give him a scorpion? If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your heavenly parents give the Holy Spirit to them that ask of him? Talking about concerning the elect. They will have everything they need. They will have it because everything is what? For them. Now let's go down to one we was talking about. So understand that when people talk about, here I am coming this route, you got to make sure. They better make sure they are master and have those keys, right? They got them keys. We ain't coming your route because we know you can't do no, you don't have no benefit you can what? Give us. We're in it for the benefit of strength. We gravitate towards strength. That is what the journey, if you're reading it, you understand what the journey is. Now you're finding what you're seeking. What are you seeking? Truth. You're seeking wisdom. You're seeking strength. You're seeking what? Power. I know you're tired of the conditions you have been in. So ain't these the very things you really are seeking? You're seeking intelligence because you want to know how to speak, how to talk. You want to know what manner should I respond in whenever I am talking or whenever I'm in battle or conflict. How should I act? That's wisdom. So you ask Yah for these things and Yah will dedicate those things to you, right? Because you do want these things. Yah knows you coming from a weakened state. So Yah's goal is to be good. I always say, if you know Yah, you know Yah is all about being what? Good to you. Right. I mean, in the restoring, Yah has a very much restoring matter. If you come to Yah, if you repent and come back to Yah, Yah always will what? For his children, what? Bless them, strengthen them, refeed them, right? Set them back up, nurse them back to health, and send them back on their merry what? Way. Exactly. That's who Yah is. There's no such Yah. Our Yah, we know, is not the Yah that'll keep you flatlined. That's not Yah. That's why I say, so if you see people just trying to keep you in a dumb state, you know that's not, they ain't come from who? From Yah. See, Yah is about progress. See how you know them teachers be faking because they hand y'all progress reports. You see what I'm saying? Like, we want to know if you progressing. See, they be faking like they really of Yah. See, they always want to do everything Yah does, trying to act like they what? Yah, but really can care what? Because if they see your progress report, they supposed to go out their way to try to make sure you what? You pass. Exactly, because the point ain't trying to flunk you. That ain't the point, is it? But the point is to what? To pass. See, that's the door, to get past that door. The goal is, for everything is given for the sake that you do pass. Now you got to understand. Those that are in the spirit always knows the goal is not for me to find a way to turn you down, but I need to find a way to make sure you what? You pass. I got to go, okay, they struggling in this area. Let me see what I can do. They struggling right to, let me see what I can do. The goal ain't to try to say, well, you struggling there, okay, fine. Well, you flunked, okay, you got to stay here another 7, 8 years. You got to do here. No. That ain't Yah. Yah is all about what? Progress. You see, that's what good means. Good means progress. God is what? Good. And how long? All the time, they say, right? So he's always concerned about your what? You're on a journey, so he's concerned about your what? Your progress. Exactly. That's why I say in times of what? Visit what? So when Yah does come, what is Yah coming to see? Your progress, exactly. And when Yah sees your progress, he knows whether or not if you have gotten it yet or you need some more what? Time or it's not necessarily time. He will say, if you're not getting it this way, then let me find another route that you can take to so maybe you'll get it what? That way. But the goal is to still give it to you. That's the point of Yah. That's all it is. That's the counsel. Okay, I'm trying to do what I want the best for this one. So that's my son, that's my daughter. I want the best. So if I can't get it this route, then let me try that route. But at the same time, my goal ain't to make sure you stay down. My goal is to make sure you what? You elevate. That's the whole point of Yah. If you don't know Yah, then you don't know Yah. Yah doesn't want to keep nobody down, not of Israel. That ain't the goal. And guilty are those who have. Now you see who the guilty is. Because they shed what? Innocent what? Because the innocent ones were those who was trying to help Israel get that progress. And you want to kill them because you see they trying to help them gather what? Progress. And now, what? Remember, every time Yahushua would save somebody, every time Yahushua would do anything good to somebody of Israel, what would they do to Yahushua? What they would do? The Pharisees, what would they do every time he did something? If he would heal somebody, they would what? Man, why you heal him? If he gave the sight back to the blind, well, why you give them back their sight? But he said, I'm here to do what for people? And progress, right? Restore. I'm here to build them up. I'm not here to keep them what? Down. That was the whole point he was saying. Why do y'all want to just keep these people down? Give them hope. Give them life. Tell them something good that'll benefit them. That's what good means. If you ever know what the definition of good, to do good, is to, when you see somebody right here, to do good is to take them from there and lift them what? Even higher. That is to do good. It is an upright movement. If you say you know what good means, that means to restore. You see somebody in one state, help them get to the next state. You see somebody in one understanding, help them get to an even greater what? Understand. I would say iron sharpens what? Iron. If I see you dull, my goal is to what? Sharpen you, right, to your wits. That way you will have a full good understanding of what's going on. That's the whole point of good. That's why I say God is good. The word God actually means good. God is a restoring Yah. He's always about that. He said, I reserve mercy, what? Forgiveness for all things for the sake of what? The elect, so that I can get them. I want my elect back to their former what? Glory. That's the whole point of Yah. That's the purpose. That's the spirit. If they speaking in tongues, and I'm going to speak in tongues so they can what? Understand me that way. If they ain't getting it this way, I will come in every shape, form, and fashion to make you get what I'm trying to tell you. That's why Yah says, when they were struggling down there, Judah, he said, well, then I have to come in they what? Form and fashion, didn't he? Yahushua became a man just like them so that he can get on their what? On their level. But the goal was not that he came to just get on their level, but still, even when he came on their level, his goal was to what? To uplift them. That was the point. And the two becomes what? Through uplifting. That was the whole point. I'll come to you on your level, but the goal ain't for me to just, I don't come to your level so that I can sit under your level. You hear me? Understand that. I'm not going to come to your level and then just be stuck now. That was what the angels, the fallen angels did. They dumb selves. When they came to man, instead of uplifting them, they just decided to sit under them. And now they became slaves, looking real stupid. Knowing that they was something greater. Like, why am I even? I was supposed to be the teacher here. Now look at me. I'm stuck under your teachers and you ain't trying to do what? Nothing. Yeah, that's how that works. That's why it's crazy how these people here talking about if an alien or if something that's higher come from above, they had to lower themselves to be like us. Why would they do that? If they more a higher being or more supreme in thought, their goal is to help us reach the next what? level. It's not for them to say, well, we're going to come to Earth. We come in spaceships and stuff, but when we come to Earth, we're going to drive cars and skateboards. Because we just want to make you comfortable. See, poop loves to stay what? Comfortable. It don't want to change. So it wants you to give in what you got to submit to it. When it needs you, but much rather you need to improve to reach its what? Level. Right? That's how it works. But us, we always trying to make stronger things submit to what? Weaker things. And the weaker is the one that's in error, not the stronger. But weaker always wants to challenge the stronger and tell you, no, you're going to bow to me. How so? You have to first have a key. And that strong thing ain't looking to bow to something weaker. It's just, it's not in its what? Nature to do so. But it will bow to something even stronger than it what? It won't. Because it's still always learning too. So if it sees something that's stronger than it, it's going to gravitate to it so that it can learn what? More. It knows what level you on. It's been there before. Everybody I done did it, done it. That's what that means. I done did it, done it. So you're not teaching me nothing new. That's what most parents tell their younger children, right? You trying to show me something I done did before. I know that. I'm not going to fall back for that one. I know that already. So I always tell people, now tell me something I don't know. That'll be more helpful to me. You can't drill me in something I already know. You tell me to do something stupid, I know what the end gonna be of that, so I'm not gonna do that. You tell me I need to bow to you, why would I do that when there ain't no good ending for me in that? So it has to make sense. If you're gonna speak to me, then you have to speak to me from a place from which I exist. I speak and I have learned, and I am chastised, and I am given many stripes and strength. So that's all I know. That's all I can bow to. That's all I can worship. But if you don't have those things, you're not possessing any of those keys, then you looking at me thinking that what you're going to get is just not going to happen. And neither nor should that be your mindset. Things you already know. You don't bow like you. If you have a little baby, you're going to bow to your baby? When you done been surpassed that age? Right? Think about it. You don't bow back to that and say, well, I'm going to do what this little baby say do. The baby don't know better than you, right? So when a baby doesn't know better than you, you are not its slave. So that's how it works. What verse we were talking about? We're supposed to go to, 46. Now, so then he says this now. Because of that, actually the truth of the matter is we're all up under what you call a learning process. That's the journey, right? And since the journey is growth, the journey is supposed to be strengthening you, making you better, more improved. Then now you got those that don't want to see that happen, right? Keep you dumbed down. Now, whenever you want to keep somebody dumbed down, then you have changed yourself, basically, right? You have changed your growth. You have taken away your own key that would have helped you out later, right? So because of those things, guess what happens? Because you don't want to see them grow, then you reap what you what? So therefore, you want what? You won't grow. And because of since you will not grow, then you have reached the age of how far you can go. Because remember, you cannot grow because you already have deemed that person ain't gonna what? I'm not gonna let them grow. So because you decide you want to stop their growth, guess what? Then Yah has already reserved for you a day that which you can know you cannot go beyond. You'll stunt your own growth. This is truth. So what ended up happening is, because of that, that's why I told you then angels of death was dispatched. They are there to make sure you don't go beyond your level of learning, because remember, you said you don't want to see no one else grow. So now you have stunted your growth. And so their job is to make sure, terminators, that you get what? Deleted at your time, at the height of your growth. Because you said you didn't want them to grow, therefore y'all will make sure you don't what? So at a certain time, that day, y'all will cut you off. And meaning cut off, meaning you will be deleted. You will be deleted. Deleted means death. Terminated. There are angels there dispatched to make sure you will be terminated. Because that's why people grow old and what? And die. Because they will be terminated. Because they didn't want someone else to learn, so y'all will begin to stunt their growth. So this is how it works. So because they knew Yahushua was the master, look at 45. He says, and he answered one of the lawyers and said unto him, Master, thou sayest thou reproaches us also. See, they call him a master, Yahushua. Because they knew he was, right? Master means you possess the what? You got the keys. So they knew he had it. Nobody, the master lock. See, master lock gotta have a key to get in. And he said unto him, woe unto you also, you lawyers. See, lawyers are those who trying to tell you what they think you need to what? To do. And then you will be blessed. But this is how you tell them. But for you laid men with burdens grievous to be borne. Meaning you ain't giving them nothing good. You start telling them to do some crazy stuff that's going to make it even what? Harder, and to dumb them down. And you yourself will touch not the burden with one of your fingers. So woe unto you, you blind. You built the scepters of the prophets, and you fathers killed them, the sepulchres. So he's telling you that they forefathers did what? They killed who?
Yeah.
They killed Yah's prophets, and they killed, he said your fathers killed them in 47. So truly you bear witness that you allow the deeds of your what? Father. See, you approved of it. And for they indeed did kill them, and you builded their graves. So therefore, also said the wisdom, see, that's the wisdom. You're going to reap what you what? See, that keys of wisdom said, now therefore, according to the wisdom of Yah, wisdom means your end. You wise unto this certain point. So what Yah has already, it's a word they call it. Wisdom of Yah really just means poetic justice. Poetic. I will send them prophets and apostles, and some of them you shall slay and what? Persecute. I mean, you shall kill them. That and why? Because it's appointed that the blood of all the prophets which was shed from the foundation of the world may be required on this generation. So when was the foundation? When Yah had the foundation represented, what did Yah decide was going to be the requirements to make it? And when Yah had decided to initiate righteousness into the world, remember, righteousness became the foundation. That if you want to be saved, your foundation had to be built on what? Right, what it meant. That's what it meant. The foundation, when the foundation was first built. Now he's going to tell you who built that first foundation. He says, 51. From the blood of who? Abel. And unto the blood of Zacharias, which is John the Baptist's father, which perished between the altars and the temple. Verily I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation. Why? It's the blood of Abel. Because Abel was what? He was righteous. See, he built the foundation of what? Right, that was what he offered to Yah. Remember they said that Cain had to offer, and both had to offer something to Yah, right? They was offering the solution. But remember he said Cain's solution was what? Rejected. right? But who did he receive? He received Abel's, because Abel brought what? Righteousness. So he said, unto the blood of Abel, right? Woe unto you lawyers, for you have taken away the key, the key of knowledge. You enter in not yourselves, and them that was entering, you have what? Hindered. So he already tell them that they can't enter in what? Themselves. See? They get cut off at that point. They will die by their knowledge. Meaning they think they got it, that's what they're going to die by. They don't even know it. Watch this here. Go to Matthew 23:35. And it's that same verse, but I needed y'all to see that. Just 35, though. Right? Matthew 23 and 35. Because we had to talk about Abel, right? That he was righteous. Because it says it right here that you may know. It's that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth. From the blood of the righteous what? Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, the son of Barachas, whom you slew between the temple and the altar, right? So he's telling them, because you killed somebody that wanted to restore the kingdom, from that point on, you put the curse on your own head, right? So it says, now it is required that all people who stop or shed innocent blood, it is required for them to be deleted. That is the requirement. So once you shed an innocent blood, you are required to what? Get what? Deleted. It is meaning once you do it, from that day, that was when death was initiated. That was when death was initiated. From that day. So that meant now that death had to go through the earth and find everybody who had ever messed with innocent blood and make sure they get what? Deleted. So that is why now people what? Die. Because it's going to, and death will not miss, it's not going to stop until what? Everyone that have committed that act has to what? To die. That's why it says in that verse, let's go back to that verse again. What is that? Deuteronomy what? No, it was Exodus 34. Go back. Seven, right? He said, is keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgressions of sins, and that will by no means, though, clear the what? See? Because they spilled innocent what? Blood. See, it won't clear. See, this mercy is telling you, this mercy and grace ain't clearing them. That's what he's telling you. I have mercy and grace, but it's not for what? For them. It doesn't clear them. They spilled innocent blood, and their forefathers spilled innocent blood. It does not clear them. The blood of Yahushua was not for them. It was only for the elect. And it was not going to cover, it was never going to cover them who had spilled innocent blood. Even though they can say, forgive me, Lord, I didn't mean to. Once he says, I did it. Now go back to that scripture, the one we were just said. He says, I will make you do it in order that you can be sealed with that same faith. Go back to Luke 11:46. And go down to 49. See? When it tell you the wisdom of Yah, But go turn the pot on low. Listen how it says. Therefore also says the wisdom of Yah. See here, wisdom of Yah, he already what? He already spoken. Meaning it's already been planned. You hear that? It's already what? Planned. Predestinated. He said, so he figured out what he was going to do. Because Yah says, I want a good earth. Where he said the kingdom of heaven on earth where it's all good all day long, right? Everybody blessed, highly favored, and we're holy in cleanliness, right? But remember, filthy people are here. Those are the guilty. So he says, now I have to devise a way to get, how am I going to separate and have a just clean world with good people? It's only one way you can do it. You have to start what? Deleting folks. You have to start deleting them. This is the only way. I can't get a good world with all these mixed people here doing all type of bad stuff, mingling and mixing with the elect. So in order for me to separate the elect, I have to start slaying. That's what he meant. Cleanliness. If I say I want my house clean, then I must start slaying what? Poop. Exactly. It's only the orders of Yah. I must start slaying poop. In order for us to have a clean what? Remember we said cleanliness is next to what? So cleanliness actually means spiritually to slay. Cleanliness means to what? To slay. You have to get rid of you. Now you see it? In order for this to be a holy house, in order for us to live good, in order for all of us to get it, then we have to go after the one who ain't getting it. Cleanliness is next to what? It's like I say, and then therefore is next to what? Filthiness. I mean, it begins to look at what? Yeah, we got to get rid of what? So he said the wisdom of Yah has already figured that out. See, when you got the wisdom of Yah, then you begin to understand what needs to take what? Place here. In order for this world to be that land that Yah wants. Now, who you think are the cleanliness ones? I told you, these are the ones that that the poop is afraid of. Because now they know. They begin to, when they see him come in the room, they get to trying to see that because everybody want to play the clean role now. I'm clean, I am clean, I'm clean, I'm clean, I'm clean. Straightening up, I'm tucking in their shirts, I'm clean. Because now they know that officer, remember, that bounty hunter has come. That sheriff in town has come. And he knows the wisdom of Yah. That in order for this to be a holy house, we got to get rid of poop. Poop cannot stay in the same house. So what does he say? What 49 said the wisdom of Yah has decided. He said, okay, then, so because of this, what your forefathers have done, I will send you prophets and apostles, and some of them you shall what? Slay and persecute. Why? So that meaning so that now I can get my way. Yah needs a way to get you. See, that's the thing. In order for you to get deleted, he got to provide the means for you to get deleted by. So he's going to give you the lust. He's going to give you the temptation. He's going to hand you the sin and say, here you go. Knowing that if you take it, from that day forth, you have to be what? Deleted. He knows. So that's the wisdom of Yah. Everybody he wants to be deleted, he going to set them up for what? For failure. They always say, I lay a stone in Zion, a stumbling stone. And I'm going to set it right here. And whom it falls on, whoever falls upon it shall be broken to pieces. And whoever it falls on going to be grinded to what? To powder. And it's going to be marvelous. Marvelous means this. Everyone's going to be in awe because it always is going to pass. And they're going to want to be in awe also means to be starstruck, to the point you frozen and can't move, meaning you, in the presence of them, gonna be chopped down that day. You ain't gonna go forward. They will. See, the elect gonna always go, and you're gonna be delivered into the hands of the what? The righteous. That you can be deleted. And then, because everybody knows once you gone, everybody gonna live happily what? Ever after. See, they know it already. Y'all already have set it up like that. I'm gonna get rid of the what? The distraction. I'm gonna get rid of the root of their problems. The one that's in there causing the most havoc. That's who I'm gonna delete. And then my children will understand then. So it's already set up. That's why I said the elect don't even worry about it. Because they know that's why he always tell them people, your day is coming. That's what they mean. Your day is coming. You gonna be deleted. You gonna be done. And I'm gonna watch it too. You gonna watch it too. And he said, so that the blood of all the prophets was shed from the beginning will be required on who? On your head. Because now I have deemed you as one of your forefathers. Now I can treat you just like I'm going to what? Treat them. And they're going to ask you this one question. How many of your forefathers are standing now? Now you need to join them. Go exactly where they went. That's where you have to go to. Those that are righteous will be separated, and all the tares will be gathered to where tares go. Tares always going to the same place to be deleted. That's where they're going. To be just taken and wiped off. So that nobody will ever remember them ever again. Because once bad people are gone, do we remember them? We don't. That way you'll never remember to do no more evil. Because when you're going to have to understand why they had to go. And then that's what's going to make you see. That's why it's paths. It's journeys. Those who take good paths, those who take bad paths. And y'all needed you to decipher between a good path taken and a bad path taken. And see why that person had to die. You be like, well, it's because of the path they what? They took. And we see it that's what happened. And we learn from those things. We are taking and learn. That's why the Bible is written, so that you can learn all these different paths people took. From beginning all the way to now. And make you choose wisely on your path now. Once you start seeing that, that happened to Cain, he ended horribly. Oh, look at Esau, he's finna end horribly. Egypt, Pharaoh ended horribly. And then understand what the boasting and popping off they did, and then look how it still ended for them. To understand, okay, I see now. Those who shed innocent blood, they might pop off today, but they ain't gonna be here what? Tomorrow. It's the truth. So he tell you that's the price. That's the potter's field. See, that's the price. For betraying innocent blood, the price is that you get what? Deleted. Who else showed y'all that? What? Judas? The price of betraying innocent blood, you get what? Deleted. That's the price. That's the price. Meaning that's your reward. That's what you're going to have. That is what you basically have inherited. To be slave. Not only you, because remember, it ain't just you. From the time you do that, you have slaved not just you and your what? Third and fourth what? Generation. You done got a whole lot of people screwed. And until you want to know, I can tell you a little secret. You know what it's till? It's till your whole bloodline is gone. That's why I say until the third and fourth generation. Because he wants all of your siblings to be eliminated. All of them. Because all of them carry your trait. And if all of them carry your trait, y'all want them all what? Gone. So y'all ain't going to let not one of them live. It's going to slay them all. That's why he said in the end, you're going to see Jacob, the only good trait, is going to be the only one left. And those are what he said, the righteous. Because that's the only trait that Yah knows. That is the only bloodline that Yah accepts. None of them other bloodlines is gonna last. That's why he say covered in the what? The blood. You better make sure you covered in the righteous blood. Because that's the only bloodline that's gonna survive. Because your bloodline gonna get left to be deleted. He gonna set them up. That we said that's the wisdom of Yah, is to say I want all evil deleted. And that's that's the commandment that went out. From the time Cain slayed his brother Abel, then he knew it because he said, now everybody gonna come after me now. They coming. Yeah, because they gonna realize, nigga, you polluted the land. You caused all the bad stuff to start happening because of you. So we know the wisdom of Yah says if we want stuff to go back to normal, then we gotta what? Delete who? You. And then all this stuff goes back to normal. So we already know that. Once we begin to know, then that's when the bounty is set. So we come to look for those fallen giant spirits. We come to look for all those that have already been deemed as guilty. And we come with it. That's why he says they fear when one comes in their environment, because they already know what time it is. It was like Yahushua walking on earth. Everywhere he stepped foot at, you think the people in that room didn't know what it was? Look, even if you don't know what it is, trust me, that spirit in you gonna feel it. Like you know, like, it's just weird when that person's here. It's just weird. Yeah. Because they do be bounty hunters for Yah. They be looking for you. Because Yah has already said, go get them, every last one. That either slayed innocent blood or is a descendant of someone who has slayed what? Innocent blood. They must be deleted. And he said, it will by no means clear you. Because you're not cleared. You just have to be deleted. That's it. You shed innocent blood, that we said that some things there is no comeback for. There's no comeback. And he said one of those things is when he blasphemed against the what? Holy what? Spirit. Remember he said that? Anyone who blasphemed against the Holy Spirit or take Yah's name in what? Vain, you are deemed guilty. And ain't no comeback for that. Only thing coming for you now is them sirens that's chasing you down. Because you know they're coming to erase you. That's when that paranoia kicks in, that anxiety kicks in for a lot. That's why I know a lot of them have it. They be like, oh. But those that ain't did no innocent blood, you notice they have peace. Even in the midst of everything going wrong, they can have peace because they know ain't none of that is for them. But those who have done a lot of evil, always looking over their shoulders. Like, I know it's coming. But they trying to figure out by what means this is going to come. Because that's the part that Yah ain't going to show you. Yah ain't going to show you how it's going to come, because that's the whole poetic justice of it all. You ain't going to know how it's going to come. But you'll know the day when it hits. Then that's when Yah opens up everything. Say, because you finna go. Yeah, you ever had what they call that premonition right before you finna die? Your life flashes before your eyes when everything gets played back. It's because now Yah wants you to see this moment why you had to die. And at what point you messed up. And from that day, it's so crazy. You're going to realize that's why Yah plays it all for you back, so that you can realize the day you messed up and the course that Yah put you on after that. Because the day you mess up is the day Yah change your course. That's the wisdom of Yah. Because you could be on a good path, but if you sin against Yah, then he turns and puts you on a what? A bad path, so that it can get you what? Deleted. He begins to, no, you know what? You take this street. Don't turn down there. When you ask him for directions, where I need to go? You go that route. Over there, make a left, and you turn, go down a couple of streets, and then turn right, because they know what's at the end of that path. Yeah, that's the whole, that's the death. They know that's where the hills have eyes at. You notice that's where they gonna send you to. Now, yeah, oh, who are you? Oh, yeah, you go over there, turn right down the street, that little dark alley. Yes, just go down that and just keep going straight. Just no, just go into the darkness. Just go into the darkness. You should, yeah. Just keep when you see the darkness, just keep going. Don't no, if you see any light, don't go that route. Just where they see all that dark, you go into it. Just go all deep into it as far as you can till you get met. Okay. Yeah, and they don't know because that's the direction. Now, who you think just gave them that direction? If you better understand who, y'all did to make sure you go that route. Why do you think they have things like fortune tellers and stuff that people want to go to? They already in place to set you up. It's a trap. It's a setup. And they're going to send you down a path that's going to get you deleted. You don't even know it. It's not revealed because they have to hide the ending of it. That's why Moses covered his face to show you that this path ain't going to be revealed what's going to be your ending if you take this path. Your ending will be a mystery because the mystery is you have to be blinded. And we said to let the dead bury the what? And it said to let the blind lead the what? To where? To their death. One that's blinded gonna blind you. Let the blind lead the what? See, because one blinded already blinded like a fortune teller. She's already blinded. Both her eyes are actually gone. And that's who's teaching you. Exactly. See, them celebrities, their eyes are already gone. How you know their eyes are already gone? Because every last one of them wears shades. MIB. Every last one of them wears shades in the daytime and in the night. Why you wearing shades in the nighttime? Because they what? Rick Ross? Blinded. They're truly blinded. Secret Service, blinded. Y'all seen the movie Matrix. The man with the agent was always, all of them had to wear what? Black what? Glasses. MIB. They wear the black. It's a sign that you are what? Blinded. You don't see. You don't see. That's the Stevie Wonder. Yes, that's the Ray Charles right there. I think you need to turn left. You should. Yes, I can see. It'll come out very good for you. Yeah, you'll be like she said, you'll be led by somebody that's blind themselves trying to tell you where you need to go. And they will lead you to your death and deletion. And y'all said this doesn't stop. It doesn't stop until everyone who has spilled any righteous blood is deleted. Every last one. That is Yah. That's called the price of spilling righteous blood. An innocent blood. Until you be deleted. That's a key. Remember that? That's a key. Mm-hmm. Better keep that key. All right. Okay. Go to Luke 12. Just the next chapter over. Yeah. 15 through 21. Now, because everyone has to die, right? To bypass death, my friend, you have to have in your members righteous works. Listen, if you want to bypass death, you have to be of righteous what? Blood, right? That'll cover you. Because when the angel of death make their round, you're going to be called out. It's called the day of what? Judgment. You want to know when the day of judgment actually is for a lot of us? The day of judgment will be the day, because remember, they have to lead you astray, right? The blind have to give you a blind path, right? And when you find yourself on that blind path, hear me, then you're going to be saying, Oh Lord, I done got myself in this jam. And it's gonna be a very dire situation. This is that time when Mufasa was hanging off the ledge, off the cliff, and you had, who was that? Had his scar, had his claws in him. Did you know? No. Hear me. That is your day of what? Judgment. Because at this point, you at a life and death situation and you hanging on like, Lord, don't let this be it. But you know, at that moment, the books are opened. And they go through. And they ask. They say, Lord, one of those children on the edge of that cliff, just like you wanted, y'all. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you say is the judgment? Yay or nay? So when Scar got the claws in, it's not of him. He's waiting on the what? The answer. Because he's asking, do I have the right or not? And the right is according to righteousness.
Mufasa was righteous. He didn't do nothing wrong.
No, hear me. I know that. You see, but when you're hanging off the cliff for your dear life and you have somebody standing over you with your life in their hands, they're waiting on what? A yay or a what? Or a nay? Yay or nay? You gonna pray, of course you will. Oh Lord, don't let this be it. But you know, it's gonna be according, at that point, it will be according to your righteousness. Whether you will go on or there be a deletion. Right there. So they're gonna ask. They crack open the books. Yeah, yay, or nay. And you know what they're gonna ask? Did that one do anything righteous? So they're going to flash that book and go through your whole history. But if you found having shed innocent blood, do you think you're going to survive that? You got to know you're not. You're not going to. But those that have done righteous, for a miracle will take place. Because that's the day of judgment for you. You ever notice like car accidents and stuff, freak accidents, and that person, there's some who survive it, but then there's some what? Who don't survive it. But that one that did survive it, you're going to come to find out if they was to come and give you their testimony. I guarantee you, they going to say, yes, I changed my life. I changed my life around. Because that was a moment. See, but they began to understand spiritually that was a judgment moment. Because now, y'all only spared them now for the sake of what? Righteousness. And they know it now. It's confirmed. I got to do something righteous. That's why they say at that point, they normally change their life, don't they? When they get them near-death experiences, don't they? Mm-hmm. Most people do. Because they know at that point, only thing they were saved for, and now they realize what was their purpose in life now. Now they begin to understand these things. Oh, I can't just be out here wild and out. It's really not for that. Because he'll just take me for that. But if I'm out here with a purpose now, then y'all will let me what? Live. Y'all will let me live. So righteousness will be the order in which you shall live. If y'all either you have righteousness or you have not no righteousness, or you are in the works of doing something righteous. That's the only by means you will be saved. It could be something you got to do in the future, meaning something righteous you're going to do because you're going to remember that day you was hanging off that cliff. And then you realize at that moment, this is why y'all spared me for this moment here. So that means something righteous you probably going to have to do in your future. But it's for righteousness. But if you have 0 on your list, When you hanging off that cliff, talking about, this is one of your cheers out here. Y'all gonna know. Right? So this one, same situation. 16. So he spoke this parable so that you can always understand. There was the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and I will build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruits and all my goods, right? And I will say to my soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thy ease, eat, drink, and be merry. Remember, get comfortable. Like that poop, get comfortable. And Yah said to him, thy fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Stop right there. Thy fool, tonight, this night, your soul shall be required of you. Meaning that's that moment. Judgment. Now we got to play back the tape. Your soul is required. Now people are requesting to find out whether or not you have done good or you have done evil. That's what it means. Your soul is being what? Required. There's people who have complaints. There's people that say you did this, and there's some that say you did that. So now, stop. Your life is now put on what you call a pause. Because now your life hangs in the what? The scales. Now your life hangs in this balance right here. See, this is the side for all the good you have done in righteousness, and this is the side of the shedding innocent blood, the ones that don't, and go the other way. So now we have to weigh what you have been doing so far all of your life to see. That's when they mean your soul is being required. So he had to be put on mid-pause. Said this night. So he was being judged. And then he tell him, so then, who shall these things be whom thou hast provided? That's what he said. Now, who all your stuff gonna belong to? Because remember he said he was rich, he had a lot. But don't get caught up in riches thinking that's what it is. You still gonna be putting them scales of what? Justice. You still gonna be deemed on righteousness. We're gonna see what you've been doing with your life. We're gonna see what you've been doing with your money. We're gonna see what you've been doing with your time. And we're gonna weigh it. Then, because you do have a lot, but is it truly yours? See, he had a lot of things, but one thing he didn't have was what?
Righteousness.
No keys. So he thought he had something popping, didn't he? He thought, I got it all. He said, but now let's find out who these things really do belong to that you think you got. That's why he said 21. So is this person that will lay up treasures for himself and is not rich towards Yah. See, this is what a fool would think, thinking that they got something, many treasures, but don't got not one key from Yah. They fools. They ain't got nothing. And not understanding what was a key. He really found out the hard way. He ain't had nothing. He thought he had, didn't he? All right. So, Psalms 18:32. Because like I told you be right there hanging on the edge. He said, it is Yah that girded me. Now, this is what the angel of death be saying at that moment when your life hanging in the balance. Listen to this. He said, it is Yah that girded me with strength. See, this is one who understood, who had keys to what strength, what comes from. See, he said where his strength came from. Yah. He know Yah is the source of my what? strength. So that's why I told you, if you talking about you better go back to the source. Don't get fooled by these other people who be displaying weaknesses and you following behind weakness. You better follow behind what? Strength. And where is the source of my what? Strength. Where your source come from? You better know that. It didn't come from money. It didn't come from rich people. It didn't come from white people. Where did your strength came from? Yeah. You better remember. So you better know who you bow to. Don't be fooled. They don't have strength. They don't have nothing. They don't possess anything. They're fools. Fools don't possess what? Nothing. He's telling you. Watch. They gird me with strength and make my way perfect. See, he makes. See, if you ever trying to be perfect, it's only Yah. Remember, he either can make you perfect or he can make you a what? A fool. So it's all Yah's doings. It ain't got nothing to do with you. He make my feet like hinds feet, like deer feet, and set me upon my high places. Because high places mean the tops of mountains, because who all can climb mountains real easily? Like rams. I always say he make my feet like what? Ram's feet, that I'm easy to just skip up the mountain. Meaning things that were supposed to have been at a difficulty level, I showed it to be what? Very easy. That's what he's telling you. But only Yah can do it. That's when he getting them the mountains out your way, he's removing things because he's making your life more easier as you continue to stay with Yah. Because of the strengthening of things. 34, he even would teach my hands to war. Because remember I told you, cleanliness is next to what? So then you begin to know who your enemies are. See, the clean ones begin to know what is the enemy of clean? Dirty. Filthy. Yeah, you go. So he teach my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms. So they're going to be broken by who arms? Your own. Yeah, it ain't going to be by another. Y'all ain't going to do it by another. Y'all going to do it through you. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation. That's the key. And the right hand have holden me up, and thy gentleness has made me great. Meaning your forgiveness has made me what? Great, because he come to find out he's elect. Because the only person getting gentleness, forgiveness, and mercy is who? Elect. See, that's how he knew who he was. Thou hast enlarged my steps under my feet, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued now my enemy. See, cleanliness goes after what? The filthy. I begin to what? Pursue my what? Enemy. See, they used to try to hunt you down, but now what? You hunt down. See, when you become clean, you get to hunting down the filth. And you pursue your enemy and then overtake them. Neither did I turn again till they were what? Consumed. Because remember I told you, all filth has to be what? Deleted. I will not stop until they are what? All are what? Deleted. I will not stop until they say, I have pursued my enemies now. I have overtaken all of them, and I will not stop until all of them are what? Deleted. I have wounded them that were not able again to rise. They are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with what? Strength unto the battle. See, the journey is to gather what? Strength. Yes, so you can get ready for the what? The battle. Exactly. So he said you have to gird me with strength, so I'm ready for the what? The battle. So that's why you seeking what? That means you know what's coming next then, a what? A battle. So you got to understand why you want these things and why you're desiring and actually going toward these things, because you already see in hindsight, y'all got it all telling you what's going to happen. You are going to have to delete all what? Filth. It is what it is. That's the battle. Thou hast subdued unto me those that have rose up what? Against me. Thou hast given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that what? Have hated me. And then, here we go. See, they cried, but there was none to what? See, what you think that day that is? The day of their what? Judgment. They cried that day, but there was none to save them. Because remember, y'all ain't giving him no what? Even unto the Lord. See, they cried even unto the Lord. But yeah, please. But he answered them what? Not. Was he going to give them any mercy that day? So what happened in 42? But see, because I told you, when they hold somebody's life in the balance, it's going to be played whether or not that particular person has done anything righteous at that time. Now, according to you, Eleazar, what you going to do that day if you clean and you got the filth in your hand? What does it say do? As dust before the wind, I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. And this, my friend, is how you will be delivered from the striving and the filth of the what? The people. And has made me the head of the filth. A people whom that I have not known shall what? Serve me. And as soon as they hear of me, they shall obey. The strangers shall submit themselves. See, the strangers shall fade away and be afraid, see, out of their little secret places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the Yah of my salvation be what? Exalted. It is Yah that avengeth me, and subdued the people what? Under me. And he delivered me from my what? Enemies. See? That has lifted me up above those that rose up against me, and thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Therefore will I give thanks unto Yah amongst the heathens, and sing praises unto the name of Yah. Great deliverance give he to his kings, and show of mercy, see, to his, who? See, those are the elect, to David, and to his seed forevermore. See, that's the bloodline. Those that know to be clean out here. You talking about you holy and you clean, but you can sit up in amongst a bunch of people who you know ain't trying to live nothing. You should be ashamed of what? Yourself. Without feeling a cringing feeling to even be in the midst of it. That stuff shouldn't make you settled and comfortable. That's why they don't make you what? Comfortable. Who you think is not making you comfortable? It's Yah. He don't want you to be comfortable. He just needs you to know who they are so that you can point out every last one of them. That's what it's for. It's not for you to get comfortable. It is what it is. No. Y'all never let me get comfortable. Because he knows if somebody's being annoying to you, it's because they're trying to show you who they are. Therefore, open your eyes. Understand what you're dealing with. But just know when that time comes, they're going to ask you for mercy. They're going to ask you for another chance. They're going to say, well, I do love Yah too. But we both know you don't. Therefore, I come to serve the Lord. And as far as me and my house, we're going to serve what? Yeah. And there can't nothing remain that ain't trying to what? Serve Yah. We know the rules. We know the rules. These is the keys. Now, what shall we say of them? Go to Matthew 5. Mm-hmm. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be what? Comforted. They shall be equipped. I'm telling you now. They're going to be on their journey and they're going to get everything they need to learn. And they're going to grow and they're going to progress. And blessed are the meek, for they shall what? See, these are the equippings. See, these are the keys that you're being given. They're giving them to you so that you be well equipped for the battle. Blessed are they that do hunger and thirst after what?
Righteous.
For they shall be filled. Filled with the works. They're going to know what to do and when to what? When to do it. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain what? See, if you don't shed innocent blood, then you will have mercy. But if you shed innocent blood, you won't have no what? That's what he's telling you. For the merciful, that are for the elect and the innocent blood and the righteous, they will be fine. They will find mercy in that day of judgment. When they hanging off their cliff like Mufasa. Like, oh, Lord. What I'm going to do? He said, they even prayed to Yah. Didn't he say that man even prayed to Yah? But Yah didn't what? Yah didn't hear him, did he? Because Yah wanted him to do what in that day? To die. You needed that one to be deleted. So he's not going to give you no sign, no works to save that life. Not that day. That's the day. That's called poetic what? Justice. How they always say one less. That's what Yah says too. One less evil in this earth. Good. And then we praise Yah that Yah is good. And all the way, all the time. After they go. Yah is good. That's all we say after we praise you, Yah, thank you, Yah is good. All the time. Right? See? And number 8. Now, because you got to understand this one right here. Blessed are the pure in what? Heart. For they shall see who? Yeah. See, they shall see the place of their strength. They shall see where their strength comes from. See, that's the journey. The journey is to make it to see what? The face of who? That's the journey. You got to go back to the place of your strength. From where your power comes from. Where it's generated from. You ain't supposed to get snagged along the way by people who don't worship Yah, that don't trust Yah, that ain't got no keys from Yah, trying to tell you, come here, come this way if you want to get to Yah. And then you go that route and then find yourself snagged, right? Snared, trapped. These people ain't doing no good for you, are they? None. So, if you want to see Yah, and you want to make it back to the source, the radiate source of your strength, you have to be what in heart? Pure meaning no evil. And you ain't sitting there letting evil. See, these are pure means clean and what? Clean. See, they don't let that filth stay around them. What did Elazar do when he seen that Yah, the angel, started slaying left, right in the camps? What did he do when he seen the Midianite woman walking up in there? What did he do when trying to go into the tent? He took his javelin and slayed what? Both of them. And then the sun come out. Everything. And then he realized all I had to do was get rid of evil, delete evil. Yah's at peace with that. So now you understand why this world is a mess. But you also even more so understand how to get it right. See, the pure in the heart, that's what he's talking about. These who can't stand to see evil. Ones who can't stand for it, ain't gonna stand with it, ain't gonna stand next to it. Ain't no fellowship, ain't no marriage, ain't no agreement. Can good have with what? With bad? Light ain't got no agreement with what? Darkness. And you got to know that. Good don't have no agreement with evil. So we can't share the same space. Cleanliness can't have no dealings with what? Filthy. You gotta understand that. Here I tell you, be ye holy, for I am what? Separate yourself. That's what it said. Come from out of her, Zion. Come from out of where? Babylon. Come from up. Separate yourself. You can't come in here tainted. That's what he's telling you. You can't serve two Two masters neither. What you gonna do? How will you approach? But you gotta know the only way to approach Yah so that you can get your blessings, your equipping, and your strengthening is that you got the only way you can approach Yah to be able to see that radiant strength from which you came from. You gotta come to Yah what? Pure, meaning having slayed all that stuff off of you. Like Abraham did when he met Melchizedek. When Abraham met Melchizedek, he had just came from slaying what? All them 5 kings, didn't he? Mm-hmm. And he freed his little nephew Lot, didn't he? He came in there all bloody, but when he met Melchizedek, what did he do? He bowed. Because he knew that Melchizedek had the keys, didn't he? And he got them keys because he ended up blessing him, didn't he? He gave the keys to who? Abraham. And that's why Abraham said, I don't need nothing y'all got because I know heaven and earth. Y'all from heaven just bless me. I am not an inheritor, the possessor. Watch this here. We'll just go over that Melchizedek for just a sec. Genesis 14. Go down to 18, so y'all know exactly who we got it from. 14 and 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abraham of the Most High Yah, possessor of what? So he just handed him a what? Exactly. And blessed be the Most High Yah, which have delivered your enemies into your what? Hands. And he gave him a tithe of all. You see that? Now, go to 21. So the king of Sodom said to Abraham, well, give me the persons and take the goods to yourself. So he's talking about you can have some of this stuff too that we just spoke. But no, Abraham, he said, man, to the king of Sodom, man, I had just lifted up my hand unto the Lord, the Most High Yah, the possessor of heaven and what? Earth. See, yeah, it's the one who got the keys. That I would not take from a thread, even to a shoelace from you. I don't need jack from you. Now I done just got the keys. And that I would not take anything that is thine. At least you should say, I made Abraham what? Rich. Yeah, you ain't gonna never say, who made me today? Who strengthened me? He said, yeah, I did. So I'm not gonna mix the two. You can keep your worldly stuff. I'm just gonna take this blessing right here, the keys, because I know that's worth more than what you know what I'm saying? You keep that, all of that you can have. I got what I needed this day. Walked away blessed, highly favored. He knew he was good. So only that which the young man hath eaten, and a portion of men which that went with thee, right? Let them take their portion. But I don't need nothing because I just got my portion, what I needed. When he met man, he said, bread and wine, here you go. Righteousness and what? Peace. See, he was the possessor of those things. Mm-hmm. That was why Yahushua said, if you want salvation, salvation is of who? The Jews. He said, you're going to have to talk to Abraham and his descendants if you want it, because they are the ones, like Peter, who possess what? The kingdom of heaven, the keys to the kingdom of heaven and earth, right? He said, who you bound on earth is bound in what? In heaven, right? And then he also said that they are possessors of king and what? Heaven and what? Earth. Life and what? Death. Moses gave them that. I give you today. Yeah, remember all that? They've been got the keys. So that's why he tell you, why you going to try to go seek it outside of yourself when you already had the keys to those things? You don't need nobody else to try to fake like they got it. You already know where it came from because you have it what? In you. You was created from that. That's what you was created from. So it's obvious you got to go back to that source. That's why I said the pure in heart shall see what? Yeah, because he's telling you right there, you have to go back and see who. You have to go anyway because you came from that source. Yah is greater than you. You are great, but Yah is what? Greater. So you have to, with your great self, go back to the greater. Basically, if you the battery, then Yah is the what? The charger. You got it? You hit it right on the nose. If you are the battery, then Yah is the what? The charger of that battery. So that's what I mean. Yah is greater than you. So therefore, when you need to get juiced up, you have to go back to the what? To the source, the charger to be what? Juiced up. You can't go get that from nobody else, right? I can't go to you and tell you make me feel better. What can you do for me? Because they don't have what? Nothing. Okay, now we almost done. That's halfway through, but I'm gonna hold you too much longer. So now let's reveal what those children have though. So we know what we possess now. That's why Yahushua said it's of the Jews. You're gonna have to go see Abraham. You're gonna have to go see him. Don't get it twisted. Because you don't possess nothing. Right? Go to Micah 7:15-20. You're just about done. Because I just want y'all to now just see what they possess.
15.
Micah 7:15. Start at 15. It says, according to the days of thy coming out of the land of Egypt, will I show unto him marvelous things. Who is he going to show marvelous things to? The elect. This is some of the marvelous things you're going to find out. Listen. The nations shall see and be what? Confounded. At all of your what? Might. See? Because you're going to realize how much you have, and you're going to realize what they don't what? Have. And then they're going to be looking stupid at you. Because they're going to realize you got it, and they never what? Had it. How you going to know? Because he's going to give you a clear sign. Clear. Now, this is going to be one of the clearest signs you're going to know now. They shall lay their hands upon their mouth. See? Shut up. You know how the kids do it when they hear a bad word? What they do? Shut up. And their ears shall be deaf. 17. This is going to be the clear sign. They shall lick the dust like a what?
Serpent.
See? Right there. They shall lick the dust like a serpent. They shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth, and they shall be afraid of the Lord our Yah, and shall fear because of you. Now, lick the dust up like serpents. I want to talk about that a little bit. What that means. You see, you can think you have it all. Go to Jeremiah 16. You can think you have it all going on. You can think you got it all popping. Go down. 19. He says, O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. See, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our father have what? Inherited what? Lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Meaning they ain't going to possess not one key. That is to lick the dust like a what? Serpent. Let me show you what it really means. It means this. We know a serpent. That was the curse of the serpent, right? He said, forever you're going to lick the dust. You're going to lick the dust. So you imagine yourself licking the dust. But he's not really calling it that. I'm going to tell you what's really happening. He said, because you love earthly things, because you think you got it going on and you possess so much, I'm going to allow you to get rich. But I'm going to let you get rich of all the earthly things. You're going to be like him, what they call a cow. And like a cow, you're going to lick like a dog does. You know how a dog licks? But when he licks, everything comes up with it. It's called being cow licked. You know that big sloppy, nasty lick? It's just from one side of your face to the other. He says, I'm allow you to grab everything like a good cow lick. And once you do, you're going to think you have it all. And then, my friend, at that last day, you're going to open your hands and what you're going to realize you licked up. No, you done licked up something. What was it? Huh?
Dirt, filth.
Dust. That's what he's saying. You're going to lick the what? You're going to heap it up, but you're going to realize when you open your hand, all you have is what? Dust. That's what he meant. You ain't got nothing. You don't have nothing. You thought you did. You thought, but I did the best I could to, go in there and swipe up as much as I could. Like a shopping spree. I swear, I put so much stuff in my basket. I know I licked it up. I thought, boy, I'm going to put them out of business. I grabbed so much stuff out there stuff. But then when you got home and got the unloading, you realize what? You ain't had nothing. Nothing. He said, account for nothing. Nothing. Watch this here. Thinking that you done inherited everything. Go to Matthew 10 and 28. So now, it gives you the key. Another key. Because you got to remember, Yah is a spirit, isn't it? Yah is a generating, consuming fire, isn't it? So we know our heavenly parents radiate nothing but energy and pure light at all times. A very generative spirit. Never low, but rich in all good things, right? Very merciful, very graceful, very long-suffering to make sure we get it, right? Very patient with us, right? In our growth, right? But guess what? That's why it tells you right here. But fear not them which kill the what? The body. But are not able to kill the what? Yeah, read Matthew 10, verse 28. Read what it's... He says, yes, see, fear them not who are able to kill the body, but cannot kill the what? Soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body where? See, what he's telling you is this. This is part of that serpent dust. See, they gonna even think they got you. Some people say it like this. Well, I ain't gotta live right. I ain't gotta do nothing righteous. All I got to do is just possess the righteous. So if I put the righteous in chains, then I'm blessed because I don't have to do nothing blessed. I just got to have one of them in my grip. Right? I ain't got to be righteous. See, this is some think. You say, do righteous for what? I could just kidnap him. I can kidnap a righteous person. That's it. And then I will have him in my hands. And I will have him in my grip. And I hold him as a prisoner. But if they don't understand Yah, do they? Because if you don't understand Yah, you won't understand what he's telling you right here. See, they think Yah, your heavenly parents, is a person. They think. And they think the sons and daughters are just like Yah. That they are just what? People. So they said, if I can kidnap one of them, then I truly will possess righteousness. But guess what? He said the spirit is liberty. And the spirit comes and goes. And the spirit is never bound, according to Paul. The spirit cannot be what? Bound. It can't be caught. It can't be held captive. So, what is Yah really telling you? He said, but don't worry about them which think that they can kill the body, but think that they can also contain. Basically, they're saying who think that they can contain the body, but they're not able to contain the what? The soul. Because you are not just body, you are what? Because Yah is a generator of energy. They think if they can hold that, they got you. They don't. Because what Yah can do is allow them. That's why they don't. I couldn't find it out. That's why I say it all the time. They don't want to kill you. Why?
Because it's free.
It frees you. Because they know that they can't contain you. Even if they kill you, it doesn't profit them nothing. That's what he said. They're going to come to figure that out. Like, bowing down is the best route we need because that keeps them what? That keeps them working for us. It don't profit us to kill them. Right? Because if we kill him, he gone. That don't profit us nothing. Because now guess what? We still going to the battle, right? We still got to go. Now we just what? Man down. Now we just one man down. We didn't accomplish nothing. This one still goes to heaven. This one still makes it. We didn't prevent them. That's why I say don't worry about those that can kill the body because the body is made of what? Adam and Eve, they were formed from the what? The dust of the earth. So when the serpent lick up, all he gonna find in his hand is what? Dust. You get it? Mm-hmm. You go on. Yeah. You go on. Either way it go. And they will find they don't have nothing but a dead carcass. And they can't do nothing with it. Can't do nothing with that. You can't tell that to get back here, sit down, shut up, go over there. You see? Then they realize they never had what? Nothing. Only time they get something actually is when you submit. That is all they get. But you know better, don't you? That's why you never do. Because you only bow to what is stronger what? Than you. Not what is weaker. So the devil knows this now. He's like, if I kill him, it don't profit us nothing. We're just going to be man down. Meaning one less person on our team. Those numbers don't add up. Right? We needed him brother to submit. Then we got something. We got something to play with now. Now you get it? Why they can't kill you? And even if they do, they still lose. Because they possess nothing. Even if that's why I tell you, always stand strong in that. Because what do they truly possess? Nothing. Because if y'all decide to take you right now out of their midst, what still do they have? Watch this here. The dust. That's what he said. Isaiah 57, and that'll be our last, and then I'm done. Exactly. See, this, Isaiah 57, is what they will never understand. Your source of energy comes from a source that cannot be taken, hindered, or brought down, or made low, or weakened, or drained. You are from that. You're not from them. That's why you never had to bow what? To them. Listen, where you from? Your heavenly parents. He said, the righteous perish. See? And none lay it to heart. See, nobody thinking about it. Why? The righteous and the merciful men are taken away. See, that now all of a sudden the righteous begin to disappear off the face of the earth, and the merciful people begin to disappear. And they're not understanding what's happening. But then Yah reveals, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to what? To come. Yeah, he gonna always remove them out of the, you ain't see that when he telling them, they ain't never bound. You just think you have them in your possession, and you're gonna lick it up and think, I got them all, I got them all. But then you're gonna open your hand one day and realize what? It's just us here, the bad people. It's just us. You will tell, you will tell, and you will tell too. And I'm a tear. Ain't nobody in here weak. Not one of us. Is there one righteous? Raise your hand. Yeah, we have been separated. And we don't even know it. And then at that day, it's what 2 says. He shall enter into peace, see? And they shall rest in their beds, the righteous. Each one walking in his what? Uprightness, because he kept it. But draw near hither. See, draw closer, you sons of sorcerers, though. See, the seed of the adulterers and the whore. See, bring them. Y'all draw near, because what y'all about to do with y'all? The tares. He said, against whom do you sport yourself? See, that's what's the sport. And see, you licked it all up. You thought you had, and that's the serpent's lick. He think he got them all. I ain't got to be righteous as long as I hold them prisoner. I'm good. So you sporting yourself because, I got her, I got him, yeah. What you gonna do, yeah? I got him. Sodom and Gomorrah was boasting when they had Lot, didn't they? Yeah, we got Lot. They can't do nothing to us. We got one of the elect, captive. Until the moment he was gone. Then they looked at, where's Lot? Anybody seen Lot? Lot ain't here no more. Calling Lot, please, because Lot is gone. And they knew at that point, that's when all dread hit them, because they knew if that one gone, we in trouble. See, that's what the devil understands. Devil want to kill you bad. Don't get it twisted. But the devil also know the day he tried to kill all of the elect, it's a wrap for who?
Him.
Because y'all always want that separation what? Anyway. So that doesn't do nothing but just excites Yah. He said like a roaring mother bear looking for her babies. That's how bad it is. So that's how horrible Yah gonna jump on the evil when it's their time. See, he gonna have a very big smile on his face. Finally, I can get you. Yeah, that's what that means. That's why he said, you ever notice when people die, they die horribly, quickly, and because that's why the Lord said he was so anxious to just get you. So anxious. He said, watch this here. Go to Isaiah 42:14. See, this is how bad y'all want to get you. How bad y'all want to get you. He said, the Lord shall go forth as a mighty of 13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. See, one with all the keys. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yeah, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. He gonna say, I have a long time held my peace. See, I let you dance here, trot there. But when I got you in my grip, when I finally got you, I have a long time held my peace. I have been still and I refrained myself. But now, now that I got you think y'all gonna let you go that day when you know you've been doing all this evil and bad in the world? You think y'all gonna let you go when you right there between life and death? No. He said, now will I cry like a travailing woman. Like, ah! Yeah. And that's how the bad come upon you. That don't mean overtake you. It's gonna be, they gonna rip you to what? Shreds. That's how badly y'all wanted you gone. That's how horribly, that's like getting eaten by a lion. That's how horribly y'all wanted you what? Gone. I will destroy and devour at once. Meaning at the same exact time, I will be destroying you and devouring you. Why? Because I'm not going to leave not a piece of you left. Remember when Jezebel died? They said, well, let's go bury her. She fell out the window. They were trying to go bury her, finna go, at least go put her in the grave. By the time they made out all them dogs, tore her up. They said there was nothing left of her. That's how badly y'all wanted her what? Gone. Forget burying. We ain't even gonna take no time to do that. That means somebody gotta pick up a shovel. No, we're not even gonna do that. We just gonna shred her right here and what? Now. Final destination, you get shredded right there. And that's how badly y'all wanted you done. That's what it means. Horrible for them people. That's how badly y'all wanted you gone. But those of us of Yah, we end in peace. But for those that ain't Yah, you will have a very horrible death. Because y'all wanted you gone so bad that when it comes, he's not going to hesitate. He's not going to, no. Because if y'all got you in his hair sight, and y'all got you at that point, like Balaam going through that door, and the donkey was like, you see the angel pull out his sword, he was ready. And if Balaam would have walked through that, what would have happened? You think he would have hesitated? Not at that, because you reap what you what? So they, by all means, ready to put their hands on you. By all they needed was what? The word. The answer to yay or nay. That's all they needed to know. Because if it's a yay, they'll say, okay, well, y'all gonna spare you today. You give me a little side out here today. But when y'all say, thumbs down, like they used to do it at them Olympic Games back in ancient Rome, when they had the soldiers, see they trying to act like Yah. Yeah, what is the judgment, right? When the person at the mercy, right? Like, oh Lord, the gladiator about to slay me. And the gladiator gonna look up and say, yay or nay. And then, those that's supposed to be seasoned, they all look up and they hear the people to roar. Slay him or kill him or let him live. And he gonna put his hand like this, right? And then they be like, yay or nay. And then they're going to look around, hear everybody crying, they want blood, and you kill them, slay them, and they're going to thumb down them, and that gladiator that's standing over them know the word, because that's all he want to do, to please what? The people. He going to do what he got to do. So you got those that are people pleasers, they will listen to the crowd, and then they'll slay what? The innocent. But that's why it's flipped, because those who serve Yah at that same moment, trust me, they're going to doubly do the same to you. But all they waiting on is the word, yay or nay, Yah. Because they've been wanting to get rid of you what? Yeah. Anyway. They just is waiting for that word. That way they know that they did it by right. That's all it is. Meaning, do they deserve this? Yay or nay? And if you reaped what you sowed, then you do. And by all means, poetic what? Justice. Give unto them what they have given unto you. Right? So with that, that's going to conclude our family day. All right?